Okay, I'm about to start. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is as you can see, another episode of our Real Talk series. And then we have our guest speaker here, Carolyn, my mom. We're gonna be talking about, well, the last video and last episode, we talked about singleness and embracing singleness. But today we're gonna be talking about relationships. So I would like to say before we even get into that, if you are not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and stop this video and do so right now. And of course, leave some comments for me, and of course like it if you enjoyed this video. Welcome back to my family that is already subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate you guys so much, and I'm grateful that you even returned to watch another video. So let's get into it. So today we're talking about, like I said, relationships, and we're going to talk about outgrowing friendships, outgrowing relationships. I would just like to start off and say, like, before I really like got into like friendships and relationships, I feel like I had no freaking idea. Like, I don't think the world prepares you for losing friends, like people that has been in your lives for like a long time, and it just all of a sudden falls apart, or you go your separate ways, or you just feel like it's not clicking anymore. I don't feel like the world in general prepares you for that. And so like I think that was really hard for me.
Absolutely.
And so like, I don't know, I feel like when you have something flourishing, I feel like in the back of your mind, like, all right, well, hopefully nothing comes in between this to mess it up. And it's like, we shouldn't have to think that way, but it's like, that's the reality at this point. Like, I'm 24 years old, and I feel like I still have those thoughts, like, this is too good to be true. Like, it's too good to be true, right?
Well, I wouldn't say that. I would say that as you mature and as you grow and heal and experience life, you then turn to understand that, like, it's more of this part of my life and this part of my season has closed. And instead of looking at, oh my God, I'm so heartbroken, or oh my God, I lost a friend, like, but what did I learn from the situation? So I think that's super important, and I think that that's something that we really don't look at. We only want to look at like what we lose, and instead of like what we gain. And like, you know, this person, you know, even though they're not a part of my life anymore, but they taught me how to love. They taught me how to be open. They taught me how to forgive. You know, so it's a season and everything. And I think that we get so caught up on wanting something to last forever when it's never intended to be forever from the start, if that makes any sense.
And I think, like, for me, I feel like being like recognizing the experiences that you've had with someone, or like truly like thinking about, like, dang, like, what did this actually teach me? Like, what can I take away from this situation? What can I take away from this relationship or friendship? Like, it also, like you said, it goes hand in hand with forgiveness, and actually like truly letting go of the past, so you're open to the, you know, whatever is in the future for you.
Absolutely.
And so like I don't know, I just feel like for me, letting go has been like a hard thing, and I feel like that's because I truly give my all to people. And I'm not gonna say like a boyfriend or anything, I'm just overall, like, I give my all to like my job, my boss, you know, like people that I truly love. Like, I do give my all. And so I feel like there's a sense of like, oh, it's like I'm a failure because it didn't work out, or like what is it about me that it didn't work out? And then a lot of times, like she said, it's not about you, it's about the season, it's about where you're going. And so like, I just wanted to come on here and tell you guys that, like, in order for things to like begin, there has to be an end of somewhere else, you know what I'm saying? So like, that was something that I had to truly grow up and figure out, and like really swallow. Like, that's a pill I had to swallow. And it's not a bad thing, like she said, it's really not a bad thing. And it's all for like your personal growth, where you're going, what does your future hold for you, and all of those qualities about you and the things that you've learned stick with you.
And I also want to say that, like, sometimes we have an encounter with a person that it didn't work out, or you guys didn't see eye to eye at that moment, and then, like, once, you know, later down the line, you guys path cross again, and this person has grown, you've grown, and it's like, wow, like, I would have never imagined this situation being what it is. But sometimes it happens prematurely, or sometimes it happens when, you know, it's supposed to happen. And, you know, if we just reframe the situation, it's like, okay, I've lost, me personally, you know, and I won't say lost, I've disconnected with people who I once was fully connected with, and it's because I've outgrown them, they've outgrown me, I'm in a different season than they are. Doesn't mean we hate each other, doesn't mean there's, you know, ill feelings.
Yeah.
It's just the season. It's just where I am, where they are, and, you know, there may be a time where we fully reconnect and it'll be beautiful. It's just not that season right now, and you have to have the wisdom and the understanding of, like, you know what, you know, this person isn't a bad person, we're just not on the same path right now, and you exit. You know, you protect yourself, you create the boundary, and if it's, you know, the will of God for you guys to be intertwined again later down the line, it'll happen. And that takes a lot of growth, that takes a lot of maturity.
Acceptance.
Yeah, being able to accept. You know, my therapist says it's like unconditional acceptance and unconditional self-love and unconditional forgiveness. And, you know, it seems so cliche, but it's so real. Like, you really truly have to get to a place where, you know what, like, this person and I used to be super close, we're just not on that path anymore, but I still love them, I still want them to win, I still want them to succeed, but we're just not there anymore, and that's okay. And the minute that cord is broke, God always sends someone else to be alongside you that's on the right path. You just have to forgive, you have to let go gracefully to receive what's next in your life. So
yeah. I would like to ask a question that I feel like most of the world is like, it's a debatable question. So, like, the question is, do you think there is the right person at the wrong time? Do you believe in that? So, like, we're shifting into relationships right now, not friendships. So, like, do you feel like there's the right person at the wrong time?
100%.
I disagree. I really disagree.
And I will explain. And this is something that me and my fiance just talked about this weekend. And I had just kind of like got into online dating at that point, and we matched. And it was overwhelming. It was a lot going on, and I got off. And 7 months later, I got back on because I'm like, you know what? Wasn't ready.
You actually didn't tell me this. So
I know.
I'm listening with y'all.
He forgot, and I kind of forgot. And I saw a quote that said that souls that are intended to be always find each other. And that triggered a memory. Like, we both literally forgot. And we matched online probably October of 1 year, and we didn't communicate, we didn't talk. I got offline because I'm like, oof, thought I was ready, maybe I'm not. Got back online in January, and we matched again 4 days later. And once we matched 4 days later, we were in a relationship 8 days later, because we just knew that this is someone that we wanted to explore this more. I knew he was who I needed to be with, and vice versa. And so, yes, I do believe that you can meet the right person at the wrong time. And not to say that it's like it should be negative or anything that's like bad. I'm not saying that. But I think there's little things that can happen that, you know, the timing wasn't right. And now I'm going to marry this man. So, yeah, I disagree.
You disagree with what?
You said
I disagree.
you
Oh,
disagree. I disagree with you. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so my reasoning is I personally feel like God like blesses us to cross paths. Sorry, y'all. I got my Invisalign. I apologize. I feel like God has people cross paths like at the right time when it's time. Like I feel like you have that friend at the time you're supposed to have that friend. Like I feel like, and then when it ended, it was supposed to end so that you could have manifest the new friends. Like I feel like people in your lives, I feel like come at the right time. And so like I don't believe in this, oh, like right person, wrong timing, because if they were the right person, it would have worked. That's just how I feel. Like in your situation, I feel like you guys really didn't talk. I could see if you talked, you didn't want, like it didn't work out and you guys reconnected. So like I totally get why you say yes in your situation, but like I don't know, I just feel like so do you feel like the past experiences you've had, friendships, relationships, you feel like those people were the right person, wrong time?
No.
Why?
I feel like they were not right person, wrong time. I don't think that. I think that they were exactly when
you need them.
Exactly. And when it was time to go, it was time to go.
So that's just how I feel. That's my philosophy. That's my philosophy.
But I don't want you to be like so cut and dry and like, oh no, it didn't work out, you know, 2 years ago, it'll never work out. I don't want you to think that because anything can happen.
I don't know, y'all. I'm just such a firm believer in like timing is everything. So like, God is so intentional. Like he's so intentional. He's so intentional with your partnerships. He's so intentional with alignment in your life. And I feel like I'm just a firm believer with that. So like, yeah, I just wanted to ask that question. I feel like that's such a question that is talked about online, on social media. And so like, that's just why I wanted to get her opinion. But it seems like she kind of agrees with me, y'all. She kind of agrees.
I do.
Yeah.
I do to a certain extent. I just don't want you to get to the place where it's like, say you meet a person, and I won't even say a man or a woman, just a person. And, you know, you have a lot going on, this person have a lot going on, and it's like, man, like I feel like this could have been something great, but it was just like too much going on in between the two, and it doesn't flourish into anything. And then like, you know, 10 years down the line, you run into this person again, and you're like not even wanting to consider the situation because you felt like, oh, nope. You know, it's just like always be open, always be optimistic, because I always feel like souls cross paths all the time for a purpose bigger than what we can, you know, physically see. So I just want her to be more open-minded.
Well, I mean, for your example, I would say that yes, I would give that a situation a try. Like if we both got a lot going on, that's that situation. But I feel like if we've already tried something, we've tried to be friends, we've tried to be in a relationship,
100%, that's totally different.
Then, well, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. That's why I say I disagree. Because if you're in a relationship where like you're truly committed to something with someone, like, and it doesn't work the first time, 3 times, 5 times, 10 times,
it's a wrap.
It's not, yeah, it's, I just don't feel like there's a right person, wrong time. So, I don't know, y'all. I just want y'all to comment below and tell me what y'all think. What do you think there's a right person, wrong time?
I would love to see some comments and your opinions because, you know, we don't always agree on everything.
We don't agree on everything, actually.
A lot. We don't agree on a lot.
I think we're like yin and yang. But it's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just want to touch base on like a few of the outgrowing stuff and like, listen, I feel like the biggest lesson of my life is like for you to truly become, and y'all know becoming is like such a big word for me. For you to become who you want to be, or who you're supposed to be, like you have to peel, like imagine yourself as an onion. Like there has to be some layers that come off to get to the core. And so like I feel like that's what life is for me. Like and you have those experiences in relationships, friendships that actually help you peel off what doesn't need to be there. And so like, and that can be anything, unforgiveness, childhood trauma that you haven't healed from, and just different things like that that actually has to be peeled, you know, to get to the core of who you're supposed to be. And that's just how I think about life.
Absolutely. And I will say this in closing, something that
this is not church.
we out of here. Well, my closing is that a lesson that I'm working on in this season of my life is courage. And courage to choose yourself, courage to recognize what works for you and what doesn't, and courage to speak up.
So self-awareness.
Absolutely. So that's very important in choosing things, people, relationships that, you know, belong in your life. So I think that's very important.
Yeah, like being aware of what works for you, what doesn't, who you are as a person, and if it doesn't align with someone, like note that and step away. Like have the courage, like she's saying, to step away from something that just doesn't align with where you are. Yeah. And so yeah, I think this is a great debate we got going on here.
Yes.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and press stop and press the button for me, and also go ahead and leave some comments down below if you think a right person, wrong time is a thing and why. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming to another episode on the Real Talk series. Hope you have a blessed week. Bye.
Bye.